So can you drink ketones and eat carbs at the same time? Of course. Yes, of course. A lot of people don't realize is that the reason our product was ever invented was for Navy SEALs, and NASA was also having the same challenges. They wanted to be in ketosis without doing the ketogenic diet. A lot of people get confused is that they think drinking ketones is a ketogenic diet. And the reality, it's not. It's the reason I stopped the ketogenic diet is so I could drink ketones. Or sorry, I drank ketones, so I never had to do the ketogenic diet anymore. And so I did it for 15 years, and now I get to do kind of a hybrid. I still eat pretty low carb, I eat high quality foods, but I want the benefits of being in a therapeutic state of ketosis without it having to be strict all the time. And so I get more energy and more focus and mental clarity. And I probably feel better just by drinking ketones and follow a hybrid diet rather than just doing a strict diet because it's restrictive. And so a few people, like I work with athletes that do a ketogenic diet. And then I said do a ketogenic diet with ketones. And that works well too for that person, for that situation, and for them. But I work with a lot of athletes that I have them use carbs strategically and drink ketones. And then for the everyday people, what I found is that you almost never stick to the ketogenic diet. So why would you try to do something that you can't do long-term anyway? We may cycle it. We have some programs that we do where we can cycle people in and out of the ketogenic diet, and that works. And then you use ketones throughout the whole process to keep the benefits up. And there's benefits of doing that too. So it's a great product and a great program or a tool to use to get it. Now, what happens to carbs when you eat, when you drink them with ketones? It's the same thing that happens to carbs when you don't drink ketones. It's no different. Now, what we have seen, if you drink ketones before you have a bunch of glucose or a bunch of carbohydrates, we see less glucose spike and less insulin spike. So for most of you, that's a great thing because you don't want your insulin and your blood sugar all over the place because you tend to crash from it. So that's awesome. There's also some evidence to suggest that you're less likely to store the excessive carbs as fat, but I think there's a lot more research that has to go into that. If you eat too many calories and you eat too many carbohydrates, you will store body fat. That's with really all food, right? If you overeat, you're more likely to store it as fat. And so what we're seeing is that when people drink ketones, they tend to be more appropriate on the amount of carbs they eat or feel like they need, like because they don't have the hanger and they don't have the snacking and craving as much. So they tend to reach for less, which usually is a good thing. Because in general, people are over consuming carbohydrates. There's no essential carbohydrate. And because they're over consuming carbohydrates, they're under consuming high quality fats in the right ratios or under consuming protein, which are way more important for people's day-to-day nutritional health. So what we're focused on is improve protein, improve your fatty acids and your fat types and the ratios of that, and really focus on high quality. And then carbohydrates can be something that is like the filler. If you need them, you have them. If you don't, you don't. You're going to be fine either way. And so they're a tool to help you accelerate it, or they're a tool to have fun. And so the short answer is that you can definitely drink ketones and have carbohydrates at the same time. I do quite often. At the same time, you can also have ketones and have very little carbs. It'll work the same way. You just kind of probably have a different experience because you're doing different things. You have a different lifestyle. I work with vegans. I work with, you name it. I work with carnivore peeps. I work with tons of people and use ketones, and it works for them, but they choose their lifestyle. And that's my goal for you is you figure out the lifestyle that you want to follow. I will figure out a way to get it to work. Now, sometimes a ketogenic diet is a good recipe and maybe it's more medical based, or you should do it with your doctor because it needs to be more strict. Using ketones as a tool to help you get to that high level or optimal range way faster, way more efficient, and to maintain it. That's another tool you can use it for. So y'all, have your carbs if you're gonna have them, but just make sure you have them with ketones. Cheers.